evening. Thank you so much for joining us on our main news bulletin. Here are the top stories making headlines. Stakeholders weigh in on the UPND'S 2 years in office. The Patriotic Front challenges the UPND to go beyond warning unruly CADRES. Government implored to open the MONGU District Hospital mortuary. And in international news, Saudi Arabia and Iran among new members invited to BRICS BLOC. And in sports news, Grant names 27-member provisional squad for COMOROS assignment. My name is Sylvia Zulu. Do join me with the details shortly.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RainGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
And now the news in detail. The Constitutional Court has dismissed the case in which a former Electoral Commission of Zambia Vice Chairperson Emily Sikazwe challenged her dismissal by Zambia's President Hakainde Hichilema. Delivering judgment on behalf of other Concord judges, Justice Anne Sitali declined to grant Ms. Sikazwe's order that the decision by the President to prematurely terminate her contract is null and void.
The Constitutional Court has thrown the case in which the former Electoral Commission of Zambia, Vice Chairperson Emily Sikazwe, challenged the termination of her contract by Zambia's Republican President Hakainde Hichilema. The Constitutional Court ruled that President Hakainde Hichilema acted within the law on Wednesday, 17th June 2022 by not renewing her contract for the next term. In her summon, the former Vice Chairperson sought for an order that President Hichilema violated Article 216 and Article 242 of the Constitution, Chapter 1 of the Laws of Zambia, as read with Section 5.3 and 6.1 of Act No. 25 of 2016 as amended by Act No. 5 of 2019 of the Electoral Commission Act. Among other reliefs, Ms. Sikazwe demanded for damages against the state for the President's wrongful act in public office. Sikazwe was appointed Vice Chairperson of ECZ by former President Edgar Lungu and ratified by Parliament on September 30th, 2020, and argued that the term of office was to run from October 7th, 2020 to October 5th, 2027. But delivering judgment on behalf of other Concord judges, Justice Anne Sitali declined to grant Sikazwe the order that the decision by the President to prematurely terminate her employment is now and void. Justice Sitali ruled that the President acted within the law when he notified the petitioner in the letter dated June 7, 2022, that her appointment as Vice Chairperson of the ECZ would not be renewed and instructed her to proceed on paid leave pending the expiration of her tenure of office on June 17, 2022. The Concord has since not granted her an order that the President contravened Articles 216 and 244 of the Constitution by terminating her contract. In the judgment read by Judge Anne Sitali on behalf of two other judges, the court ruled that claims for damages and cost by Ms. Sikazwe also failed. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Rama Muzia, a resident of Lusaka, has complained over what he terms as unfair treatment from police officers at Chiaba Police Post in Chirundu District, where he is entangled in land wrangles with George Mwamba, a spouse to the Minister of Community Development and Social Services, Doreen Mwamba. Mr. Muzia says whenever he reports the matter to the police, he is not heard and his matter receives no attention, but that whenever Mr. Mwamba complains, he is arrested and detained in police cells. Mr. Muzia says the wrangle has been taken to the land tribunal by Mr. Mwamba, but that the matter has delayed to be concluded, hence appealing to relevant authorities to help him conclude the case that is before the land tribunal. More in this report.
The spectacular view of this Kafue River in Chiaba area of Chilundu district has brought misery to one family that has been fighting running battles over a family piece of land, which part of the land is alleged to have been bought by George Mwamba, a spouse to a prominent politician who is also the Minister of Community Development, Doreen Mwamba. But allegations are that confusion erupted after the accused decided to pick on this spectacular view side of the land instead of the agreed land which is on the other side of this farm. This family has however accused police officers of failing to provide fair justice whenever they report harassment to the police, and that police officers only act when Mr. Mwamba is the one who reports the matter.
The police are not protecting us. No matter how much I make these complaints, I've made these complaints to Central Police, that is the provincial headquarters. I've also made these complaints to the headquarters. I haven't got any response. Every time I face the police when I'm invited to the police is when Mwamba complains. But is it because that's because he's the husband to the minister? And me, I'm nobody. But I'm a citizen of this country.
Abwera nanga chama mchitani chana abantu onani mamene mativuta ni mare yatwa iyai musakambe soti ni mare yanu uyu muntu anagura ero nkani kali kokoti momuyamba kuvutana naye zona jama CADRES anati chitarasi na kutiyamba kutishahuda kutivuta paka kutinyamula na motoka ya polisi kutibulesa pa polisi tanga madezi futi tunaona nkani na mverane bwino.
The family has also wondered why the matter, which is before the Land Tribunal where Mr. Mwamba reported, has taken too long to be concluded, despite him appearing before the tribunal whenever the matter comes up.
2 weeks ago, when I made a follow-up for the case to find out how far we've gone, I was just informed that NPA has refused to take up my case for the reasons which were not made available to me. Now, if they've refused, then it means we are not going to court. The police are supposed to close this case. But I'm coming back only to find that the fence is again, they built the fence again.
So, pambene paonika gate pambene pa. Na ma witness waliko tuwana kuti tunashita kutava anandi chosera futi hapo pa. Nanga futi ni achani at no get out of my land. You are thieves. You the Goa people, you are thieves, including even your chieftain.
They have since appealed to the relevant authorities who can help them in the matter to come on board and help conclude the matter, which is before the tribunal, so that the matter can be concluded and closure be given to both families.
Pleading to the president to help us. It's not me only affected, even my family, because I have my elder brother who is here with children. Everyone is depending on this. This is my village. This is where I come from.
Meanwhile, police spokesperson Ray Hamonga was unavailable to give a comment on the alleged unfair treatment by the police as he was attending a meeting by broadcast time.
In other news, residents of Mboyana compound in Western Province are calling on the Ministry of Health to open the MONGU mortuary, which has remained a white elephant. The residents tell Camnet News that they are now depending on Lewanika General Hospital mortuary to access services. One of the residents, Mubita Monde, urged the government to open MONGU mortuary.
The construction of MONGU district mortuary commenced in 2017 to decongest the overcrowded Lewanika General Hospital mortuary. However, since its completion, the structure remained non-operational, turning into a white elephant. Concerned residents in the area tell Camnet News they are still depending on the congested Lewanika General Hospital mortuary to keep their loved ones before burial. One of the concerned residents, Mubita Monde, of Mbuyawana compound, has called on government through the Ministry of Health to immediately open MONGU district hospital mortuary.
Hospital from 2017. MONGU District Hospital. We don't have a mortuary. Our mortuary is here, but it's not working. It's not in operational. We have to take a long distance from here to bring our deceased to Lewanika General Hospital. Now, we are asking We are on our knees to the Honorable Minister of Health, Madam Masevo. Please come to our assistance. Please help us here in Mbuywana. We need this mortuary, our aid at the MONGU District Hospital. We need this mortuary. We need the hospitals, wards, all wards here.
Other residents, John Katongo and Justin Simui, have echoed similar sentiments.
Kwanu kolwinji liwa ni kwali wanika kikwa hule ya hulu mafuafu mane ya kwanu alikozeshu za kushwela mama nukizenga ta hulu kihani kupa kwa muso wa UPND kwa muso waboha kainde hichilema si hulu minava etelelivalu nava fumane ya MONGU district lukupa kuli mutolu tusa luziele hile kwa mani mochari ya luna hamo mani sipatila sa luna sipatila sesina ni mawati kandi kingi mawati ya sabeleki
nuka fumana mutu yazi ile hauti timelezi mwandu shizi mwandu kwenye kubatila kwali wanika womu yao na wezi zwe kale kandi chile hausa kwa ululi kini kutata yao balu tuse balu file mangeke balu tele utuku kuliamba kwa ululi wanakao tuzele mateni nakalo kupatu soka musu.
MONGU district is one of the highly populated towns in Western Province, however lag behind in several aspects of development. For Camnet News, Afias Kaptula.
The Patriotic Front, PF, has urged the United Party for National Development, UPND-led government to take action against unruly cadres as opposed to just warning them. PF Deputy Media Director Edwin Lufwekelo says the condemnation of cadres is welcome, but more action needs to be taken. Mr. Lufwekelo, however, says the party is happy that government and UPND leaders have come to realize that cadreism has not completely ended. Details in this report.
The Patriotic Front PF has welcomed the acceptance by UPND-led government that cadreism remains a challenge in the country. The New Dawn government, since its ascendance into government, committed to end the scourge about 2 years ago. However, the organism from UPND cadres continues to be witnessed. Following an incident where cadres confronted non-business proprietor in Lusaka, government warned the cadres to desist from the vice or risk losing power. Commenting on the matter, Patriotic Front PF, through its Deputy Media Director, Edwin Lifwekelo, has welcomed the admission of the problem.
Say that we appreciated the leadership that was offered in that regard from Mr. Oliso, because he has been very clear. But the other leaders, in terms of the ministers, Combo himself and many others, they have continued to tell the Zambian people that they've ended cadreism. The provincial chairman himself, UPND, has been on record that there is no cadreism. Finally, I think they are admitting, because of the things that are happening. I think it's very clear that we still have cadres in markets from the ruling party. We still have cadres in the bus stations.
Mr. Lifwekelo has, however, challenged government to ensure that ailing cadres are punished in accordance with the law, as opposed ending on criticism.
At the end of the day, the leadership of the party haven't got the stamina to control cadreism. They must just resign from their positions and allow people that know how to deal with cadreism, especially the law enforcement agencies. So we are happy that finally the truth has come out of the bag. Yeah, but saying that yes, we have cadreism is not enough. I think that as a rider to that, the UPND must take full responsibility and ensure that this nonsense that is happening in markets, in bus stations, where people are being harassed, especially in view that the vendors are no longer there now. So we expect that there should be sanity.
It is only hope that stakeholders and government will join hands and sincerely address the criminal elements being perpetrated by some political cadres. For Camnet News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
As the United Party for National Development, UPND administration marks 2 years in office, an agriculturalist has pinpointed achievements and failures of President Hakainde Hichilema's administration in the agriculture sector. During the campaigns in the run-up to the August 2021 elections, the UPND pledged to transform the agriculture sector by enhancing and delivery of farming inputs and improving access to technical support. and reliable services, among others. Exactly 2 years since President Hakainde Hichilema's inauguration, the Ministry of Agriculture has been under fire due to lack of policy direction in the sector. Vincent Piri reports.
Agriculture accounts for about 20% of the gross domestic product (GDP) and has potential to be a major source of economic growth given the country's abundant fertile land, water resources for irrigation and favorable rainfall pattern. Prior to the 2021 August general elections, the United Party for National Development pledged to transform the agriculture sector by enhancing and timely delivery of fertilizers and seeds, improving access to technical support and reliable veterinary services, among others. Exactly 2 years after President Hakainde Hichilema was inaugurated, agriculturists have weighed in on the achievements and failures of the new Dawn administration in the agriculture sector this far. Alan Mbewe is an agriculturist and commends government for increasing the purchasing price of maize and other crops, however, wants government to do more.
The Minister of Agriculture has done very well, but in the area of fertilizer distribution, though it is late, but they have managed to distribute. Though it's not enough, but they have managed to reach some farmers. I think it's not very easy. They have also done very well in the issue of purchase of maize. The floor price of maize is very good. The floor price of rice is very good.
Boyd Mowe, Smallholder Farmers Development Agency founder, says the new Dawn government should use the remaining 3 years to improve on the delivery of farming inputs.
We are still limping. I think there are one or two things that the government needs to do in order to put the sector under proper footing. We are calling upon the government to really pull up their stockings, and they should not play around this time. They need to say they want to fix the economy, and once they announce something to do it, despite any challenges, they have to be accurate, they have to be prudent, they have to see that a comprehensive agriculture support program, which is yet to start. We don't know when it's going to start.
The past 2 years have seen farmers receiving their farming inputs such as fertilizer and seeds late due to procurement procedures. In season, a tender in which a bidder was to be awarded a contract for the supply of urea fertilizer has, just like in the past 2 years, been cancelled. Hopes are that this will not, just like in the past 2 years, delay the delivery of urea fertilizer to farmers. With 3 years to go, the new Dawn administration must undoubtedly put things in order in the Ministry of Agriculture, or the country will continue to see dwindling yields. Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
A veteran journalist, Herbert Macha, has fairly rated the United Party for National Development UPND administration 2 years in power in handling the media space, but is calling on the government to make headways in actualizing media law reforms for the country's journalism industry to thrive. Mr. Macha says despite repealing defamation laws against the president, there is still need to ensure that other statuses such as the state security are revisited to promote best journalism practices.
Remove of the defamation of the president from our statutes. That was a remarkable achievement because for a long time that part of law was always very scary to us in the media, because anytime whatever you wrote, whatever you published in the area of critique of the office of the president was seen to be defamation. That was a bold decision actually by this government to remove that part of the law. But there's more to it that this government needs to do. I'll tell you that media law reforms should be and must be the focus of the UPND government in the next 3 years. We still have bad laws in our statutes that affect the practice of journalism in this country. There are a lot of them coming way back from colonial days, and that's the area that we need to focus on as a country with the new government, the UPND government, so that at least we are going to have a free and fair environment that will promote media practice or journalism practice in this country.
United Party for National Development, UPND Namwala Member of Parliament Mono Mapani, says UPND alliance partners should not demand for ministerial positions from President Hakainde Hichilema. His comment follows All People's Congress Party President Nason Musoni, who recently stated that he regretted supporting President Hichilema in the run-up to the August 12, 2021 general elections, which he said is now haunting him. But Mr. Mapani says it is a shame for some opposition leaders who are in the alliance with the UPND to start demanding positions, especially since they joined the alliance a few weeks before the 2021 general elections.
He expected to be given a ministerial position under PF, under UPND. It's us who worked for this party. It's us who lived with UPND in darkness and in light. If a person like me who went through all those things is not even expecting anything because the people the president has appointed have the capacity to help him deliver, who is these opposition leaders to actually expect to be given ministerial positions? 2 days, 2 weeks before elections, you jump in the track that we nursed for 23 years and you just come want to get with your capacity, with your corruption in your hand, and you want to take the leadership. It's us who are supposed to complain if there was a need to complain. That why has the president left me? Why hasn't the president appointed me? First of all, why should I be appointed and why should it be me when UPND is full of capable people? And if me, I'm not complaining because I'm seeing that the team the president is moving with is a capable team. The team the president has actually assembled is the team that will help us come out of this mess with the Patriotic Front left. And then a man without a shame can even say, no, I apologize. Yes, you should apologize first of all, you're a wrong person because you don't qualify to be part of UPND. You don't qualify because you came in or you went in to help with ill man because you only went there to be given a position.
In other news, the Ministry of Education in Kitwe District has revealed that over 500 retired and 7 teachers have been paid their outstanding dues from January to August of 2023. Kitwe District Education Board Secretary Christopher Nyungila says the payments made to the retired and 7 teachers are in form of the retirement packages, leave days and other related allowances. Mr. Nyungila tells Camnet News that government has provided 3 allocation of funds to the district since January 2023, which has enabled his office to dismantle most of the long outstanding payments.
This year alone, we have received 3 allocations. From January, in August, we have received 3 allocations. We have managed to pay over 500 teachers, both retired and saving. Kudos to government. We appreciate government for thinking of our teachers that one time diligently worked for this government. They saved this government, and imagine 10 years now. Teachers have never been paid their terminal benefits, they have never been paid their leave travel, and also other allowances that they were due. 3 times, 3 allocations in 2023 is a good number. We have received 6.7 million kwacha for this quarter, where we are expecting to pay.
The The Drug Enforcement Commission in Lusaka has clamped down on an organized drug trafficking network in the country, leading to the arrest of one Zambian and the seizure of 4 kilograms of amphetamine. DEC Public Relations Officer Hussein Khan says the commission has charged 26-year-old Timothy Muchindu for trafficking in psychotropic substances contrary to Section 15 of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act No. 35 of 2021 of the laws of Zambia. Mr. Khan says Muchindu was nabbed in a special operation conducted at one of the shopping malls in Lusaka. He says the seizure of amphetamine is the biggest in the history of the commission and says the trend is a worrying sign as it shows the development of a new trafficking trend where the drug is smuggled from the place of manufacture to East Africa and finally into Zambia.
The Drug Enforcement Commission in Lusaka has clamped down on an organized drug trafficking network in the country, leading to the arrest of one Zambian and the seizure of 40 kilograms of amphetamine. The commission has charged Timothy Muchindu, age 29, for trafficking in psychotropic substances contrary to Section 15 of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act, No. 35 of 2021 of the laws of Zambia. Muchindu was nabbed in a special operation conducted at one of the shopping malls in Lusaka. Amphetamine is a psychotropic substance and is listed under the 3rd schedule of the Act. It is primarily a drug of abuse and is highly addictive. It is manufactured in clandestine laboratories mostly in Europe and Asia and smuggled into the Republic by organized criminal networks. The seizure of the amphetamine is the biggest in the history of the Commission. It is also a worrying sign as it shows the development of a new trafficking trend where the drug is smuggled from the place of manufacture to East Africa and finally into Zambia. The Commission would like to inform the public that it is on high alert and is cooperating with local and foreign law enforcement agencies in its quest to proactively curb the illicit drug problem in the country.
The Bank of Zambia Deputy Governor Francis Chipimo has disclosed that it will be publishing a consultation paper on exploring the aspect of the digital currency. The Atlantic Council 130 countries, representing 98% of global GDP, are exploring central bank digital currency. Dr. Chipimo says he is aware that there are several countries that are exploring the digital currency. Central bank digital currency is virtual money banked and issued by a central bank. As cryptocurrencies as stable coins have become more popular, the world's central banks have realized that they need to provide an alternative or let the future of money pass them by. The deputy bank governor also warned people to worry against financial scams in the digital space that have seen many people losing their hard-earned money.
We will be publishing a consultation paper. Indeed, a lot of other central banks are looking at it. We are aware of, I think, only 2 who are actually running it. I think Nigeria and I think the Bahamas central bank are running a digital currency. The others is in different stages of development. But the other point you raised is very important on these scams. Very often, the concept of cryptocurrency is just being used for people to basically take deposits from people, which is not allowed under the Banking and Financial Services Act. So they cover these in different names, this cryptocurrency scheme and so on. But essentially they are taking deposits from people, which is a regulated business that they shouldn't be doing. And what we have been doing is when we find these or we hear from law enforcement agencies, we follow them up and we work with them to prosecute. So please, we are also conducting the awareness campaigns. Miriam and staff of the payment systems, they go around trying to educate people. The last point here is that we should be launching an automated system for complaints, which people can be able to utilize using their phones and so on. We have 1 or 2 structural problems. I'm hoping we'll be able to launch it relatively soon. That should also enable us to contribute to interact with the public better.
This is the main news on Camnet TV. We now take our first set of commercials. Do join me with more news after the break.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Deborah, have you connected to the Wi-Fi on the bus? It's fast, it's amazing. I've just downloaded my books and I'm about to complete the series. It's nice, Chumi.
No, I'm actually watching a reality show. He's about to propose. Oh, so sweet.
Make your trip seem short yet comfortable and safe when you use the UBZ luxurious fully air-conditioned coaches that come fitted with amazing onboard entertainment, passenger information services, coffee-making facilities and fridge for your hot and cold beverages, free and interrupted Wi-Fi for your gadgets, phone charging facilities, comfortable seats that recline to offer extra resting posture, safety seat belts, adjustable reading lights for each traveling client, and of course, clean flushing toilets for your convenience. So travel in luxury and safety with UBZ luxurious coaches. UBZ will always take you there.
The government of the kingdom is the most powerful government in all of the universe. God appointed days and assignments for you to do long before your mother and father came together. So God spoke to Mr. Francis. The court of heaven is a very powerful place. It's a dimension in the spirit realm that my people can step into by faith and win battles against the devil.
There's at least 76 times where the Bible talks about that God is the judge of all the earth. So therefore, we're talking about the courts of heaven that is in the spiritual realm, not in the natural realm.
What God is about to do at Grace and in South Africa, I caught it. Therefore, what did I do? I believed. After I believed, I have announced. After I have announced, you and I are going to do what? Pray it into being in the natural.
The purpose of you knowing how to get into the courts of heaven and win the cases is not just for the sake of winning. It's for you to go to another level. To go to another level.
We have made prayer more complicated and difficult than what it is because we have not realized that this is a key element of our prayer life, that we pray that which were purposed so that grace can accompany and we can succeed and we can live a fulfilled life. And the heavens are pleased because that's what they fashioned us for.
Thank you for staying with us. We now continue with the rest of the news. Economist Yusuf Dodia says the raising of the monetary policy rate by the Bank of Zambia, BOZ, will have a negative impact on the end users of financial services. Mr. Dodia says the move by Bank of Zambia to raise the monetary policy rate will translate to increased cost of doing business. Amid sluggish economic growth, Bank of Zambia Governor Denny Kalialia yesterday announced that BOZ had raised the monetary policy rate by 50 basis points from 9.5% to 10%.
The monetary policy rate also impacts on interest rates in the banks, how they set the interest rates. It impacts on, as I said, the cost of doing business. So when it goes up, it might be good for the banking sector to be stabilized, but it's hurting the economy because the prices, the cost of doing business are going up, and people find that the price of commodities become more expensive. So it's a little bit of a difficult situation. You are solving one problem but creating another. And the only way that this thing can be resolved in a positive way is if the economy becomes more productive. If we see more dollars coming into our economy from our exports, if we see more kwachas going into our banks from the formalization of businesses who are depositing money, if we see our people becoming more productive, instead of using money on wasting it on cars and hotels and what have you, they are investing in industries, they're investing in economic activities such as farming, tourism, manufacturing, and mining and so forth. Then we begin to see an economy where the monetary policy rate starts to fall, the interest rates start to fall, the stability is guaranteed because of the positive performance of the economy.
Governance activist Geoffrey Luchele has appealed to Zambia's President Hakainde Hichilema to use his experience as a chief negotiator to negotiate on the Konkola and Mopani copper mine saga, which has continued to drag. Mr. Luchele say in this month, more miners have not had their contracts renewed at KCM, as well as delayed salaries, while many more have been sent on forced leave. He says Vendata Resources has already made various commitments with regards to recapitalizing KCM, ranging from investing millions of dollars in CSR activities, paying off suppliers, capital injection of over $1 billion, salary increments, and among others, says any delay the process is killing the economy. He says he is disappointed that the Copperbelt Province Police Command has denied them permit to protest on the matter despite giving them an early notice.
The effect that has come with a delay in trying to resolve the issues surrounding KCM and Mopani. We know the cost of living. I think we are all aware about the unemployment levels, which are very high. And what the miners are saying is that it has taken now 2 years in government for the UPND trying to resolve this, which is long time for a person who's not working, for a person who has a lot of responsibilities. And that is why understanding the New Dawn government's way of leadership, trying to do everything within the conferences of the law, trying to preach also the rule of law, I think we should be advised that let's not fight this noble cause, noble demonstration.
In other news, a chief chona of Monze district has accused some traders in the district of deliberately selling mealie meal at exaggerated prices to tarnish the government's image. Some retailers in Monze are reportedly selling breakfast mealie meal at over 250 kwacha against an order price of 175 kwacha at the Zambia National Service milling plant located within the district. Chona complains that these traders want to make huge profits when they order mealie meal at low prices, thereby denying the vulnerable a chance to buy the commodity. The traditional leader argues that the price of a 25 kg bag of breakfast mealie meal should not exceed 250 kwacha and 195 kwacha for roller meal bag. Meanwhile, former Monze urban councillor Wumba Pandwe believes that it is the duty of everyone to help the government in reducing the cost of mealie meal.
These other shops, we've seen, I don't want to mention the shops, but we've seen that the prices are escalated, exaggerated at the same time, where they're even selling at 220, 250. But now, 185, which is a very good thing that whatever this group is doing is actually commendable.
Ani koti bama traders babatora muno muchuru bagumana bagagwambe kuti uhurumende iratura busuburatura baruba kuti ibatuhamba babaya wabura muntu 175 yakuplant bayubora uya 250 280 ine jambo kuti aya mali waro ndiza mumona mumonze ma transport costs ngakusiko kuyashua uta ohirimbure oronam kuonezi ko oburozi ko na kuri igure these long journeys pambotikambo wakainda money ma transport costs ino mumona muno mumonze akane kubita bantu chivi.
Still to come in the news, Saudi Arabia and Iran among new members invited to BRICS bloc. I will be back with the details as well as sports news. Stay tuned.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
The government of the kingdom is the most powerful government in all of the universe. God appointed days and assignments for you to do long before your mother and father came together. So God spoke to me that, Francis, the court of heaven is a very powerful place. It's a dimension in the spirit realm that my people can step into by faith and win battles against the devil.
There's at least 76 times where the Bible talks about that God is the judge of all the earth. So therefore, we're talking about the courts of heaven that is in the spiritual realm, not in the natural realm.
What God is about to do at Grace and in South Africa, I caught it. Therefore, what did I do? I believed. After I believed, I have announced. After I have announced, you and I are going to do what? Pray it into being in the natural.
The purpose of you knowing how to get into the courts of heaven and win the cases is not just for the sake of winning. It's for you to go to another level. To go to another level.
We have made prayer more complicated and difficult than what it is because we have not realized that this is a key element of our prayer life, that we pray that which were purposed so that grace can accompany and we can succeed and you can live a fulfilled life. And the heavens are pleased because that's what they fashioned us for.
Thank you for staying with us. And now in international news, Saudi Arabia and Iran are among 6 nations said to join the BRICS group of nations, which positions itself as an alternative to Western-led alliances. The expanded 11-member bloc will represent 3.7 billion of world's population. Here's a roundup of international news.
We have decided to invite the Argentine Republic, the Arab Republic of Egypt, the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates to become full members of BRICS.
这次会员也给金砖合作 也是金砖合作的新起点，将给金砖合作机制注入新活力。
Neste mundo em transição, os BRICS nos oferecem uma fonte de soluções criativas para os desafios que enfrentamos. Agora, o PIB dos BRICS eleva-se para 36% do PIB global em paridade de poder de compra e 46% da população mundial.
On Thursday, voting was still underway in Zimbabwe, where hours-long delays in distributing ballot papers forced the president to extend the general election by a day at dozens of polling stations. Voting delays were mainly registered in the opposition's urban strongholds, The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission acknowledged the late distribution of ballot papers and blamed it on printing delays. Over 6 million registered voters have to choose the country's next president, members of the National Assembly and councillors. Some polling stations opened 2 hours after the official closing time on Wednesday, while others suspended voting, and officials asked people to return in the morning. When the news of the extension was confirmed, voters urged neighbors and relatives who had gone home for the night to return to cast their ballot. Counting of ballots began at some polling stations on Wednesday.
Mozambique's army says it has killed 2 senior rebel leaders in the northern province of Cabo Delgado, which is in the grip of an armed jihadist insurgency. The Mozambique Defense Forces announced this in a statement Wednesday, saying Abu Kital, who held the position of Deputy Operations Commander for the Al-Sunnah Wal Jamaat terrorist group, was shot dead. The statement added that another jihadist, Ali Mahando, who held important responsibilities within the terrorist group, was also killed. Rich in natural gas, Cabo Delgado has been gripped for 5 years by an insurgency led by fighters linked to the Islamic State group. The fighting has claimed at least 4,737 lives, almost half of them civilians, according to the conflict monitoring organization, ACLED. Since July 2021, thousands of soldiers from Rwanda and the Southern African Development Community, SADC, have been deployed to support the Mozambican army.
And now in sports news, Chipolo Polo coach Avram Grant has named a 27-member provisional squad for the September 9 Group H Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Comoros. Grant has kept faith in the bulk of the squad that helped the team qualify to the Ivory Coast 2023 Africa Cup of Nations to be played in 2024. The squad is without the suspended Saudi Arabia-based Fashion Sakala, who accumulated 2 successive yellow cards. The former Glasgow Rangers forward now turns up for Al Fire in the mega oil-driven Saudi League. China-based Evans Kangwa makes a return to the squad for the first time since the September 2022 FIFA window friendly against Mali in Bamako. Grant has brought in a fair share of locals to provide a balance in his setup for the AFCON match. The team will center camp on September 4th in Lusaka before flying out to Comoros. Zambia tops Group H with 12 points, 2 better than Ivory Coast, who will be hosting Lesotho and have already qualified as hosts. Comoros lies 3rd with 6 points and will be playing for pride, having already fallen out of the race for the AFCON. Still in sports, FIFA opened disciplinary proceedings on Thursday against the president of the Spanish Football Association, Luis Rubiales, following the kiss he forced on player Jenny Hermoso during Spain's victory in Sunday's World Cup final.
FIFA opened a disciplinary case against Spanish soccer president Luis Rubiales on Thursday for his behavior at the Women's World Cup final. The soccer body's disciplinary committee will weigh if Rubiales violated the basic rules of decent conduct after kissing Spain player Jenny Hermoso on the lips during the trophy ceremony. We are facing an historic event, one of the happiest days of Spanish football. World champions, a great thing. For this we have been working for a long time in the Spanish Football Federation and we're proud of it. But there's also a fact that I have to regret, and that is everything that has happened between me and a player who I have a magnificent relationship with, as with others. I had no bad intentions. I had no bad faith. I think it was very spontaneous. Rubiales kissed Hermoso on the lips during the trophy and medal ceremony on Sunday after the country's 1-0 win over England in Sydney, Australia. Minutes earlier, Rubiales grabbed his crotch as a victory gesture in the VIP section of the stadium.
That item brings us to the end of the news, but before I go, here are the top stories making headlines. Stakeholders weigh in on the UPND'S 2 years in office. The Patriotic Front challenges the UPND to go beyond warning unruly cadres. Government implored to open the MONGU District Hospital mortuary. In international news, Saudi Arabia and Iran among new members invited to BRICS bloc. And in sports news, Grant names 27-member provisional squad for COMOROS assignment. It's now time for our Camnet verse of the day, coming from the book of Romans 3, verse 23. We are, however, arrogant, hypocritical, and pretenders when we claim that we were born flawless, that we have no flaws, that we have never sinned, and that we never stumble or make mistakes. That's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sylvia Zulu. Good night.